it sounds a lot better than like when the mic was pointed one direction. So I'll play the video for you at the end of class. With any luck, you will be done with your classwork in time to work on practice work. And what I mean by you will be done with your classwork is a lot of today is going to be you on your own working through things with your group. While I call people up one at a time to double check what you're missing, what you owe me, and give you your mastery back. So I need your attention right now. So if you are holding something, put it down. I shouldn't need to make you put your hands on your head, but I will if we need to. You can do it if you want to. Any revision for me gets done on separate paper. Because if you do it on the test I give you back, I don't know what you did the first time versus the second time. Right? So anytime you are revising a test for me, you would do it on a separate piece of paper. Now, sometimes we will have a totally separate progressing to mastery. It's a separate worksheet that you just do on that worksheet because it's a brand new thing. But as we get the year going, I just really ask you to correct your work so you go back and look at the mistakes you made. Guys, that's how we learn the best. Like, looking at mistakes you made and realizing, like, oh, I shouldn't do that again. That's really how you learn the best. Like, the first time you burn your hand on the stove, you learn a lot from that. Yeah. So, I'm going to call you up, chat with you about your mastery, tell you if you're missing anything. I need everyone to hear this because I don't want to say it 10 times. If I tell you it looks like I'm missing this for you, I've graded every paper that has come into my bin as of like an hour ago. So if you just turn stuff in, I didn't grade it. But what I mean is I haven't seen it. I'm not telling you you didn't do it. And I'm not even necessarily telling you you didn't turn it in because there's a bunch of no-name papers over there. So please don't argue with me up here when I say, hey, it looks like I'm missing this. You can come back and talk with me at extensions if you want to like try to make a deal. Like, I swear I did it, but I must have lost it. Whatever. Come back and talk to me at extensions. Right now is just me trying to inform you. Here's your test. Here's what I'm missing. Like, let's get things taken care of. So when I post on MAP, everyone has checks and mastery and like everything's good. Cool? My goal here is I post positive grades, not negative grades, right? So I try to give you enough time to take care of your issue. So the other thing you could do today, if you're not working on the lesson stuff, is revise your test after you get it back.
Wait, does homework go on MAP?
Yeah, but I batch them. It'll be like this week's homework, next week's homework. Like, I batch them. So I don't do individual homework assignments. That would be a billion assignments. I mean, more specifically, it would be approximately 200. Like, if I did every single homework. Because we'll do around, less than that, but upwards of 200. So we need to do one thing together before we start, before I start meeting with you guys individually. So, anyone want to read? Oh, a lot of people. Holy cannoli. Gus, you're rocking the headband. Let's let you read.
In this session,
I like it.
In this session, you will look at
Algebraic.
Yeah, algebraic expressions and see how they can be interpreted using expression math. To achieve this goal, you first need to understand the different meanings of the minus symbol, which is found in expressions such as 5 minus 2, negative x, or minus
I forgot these don't get bigger. Online, I can click on them and they pop up and get bigger.
3.
Yeah, this is real weird. Minus negative 3 or minus 3. So, I want you to talk with your team real quick on your notes page that is not perfectly clean, which maybe we should just look at the perfectly clean paper first. Yeah, I'm going to pop back over here and let's just do this before we actually start it. Let's everybody head that perfectly clean paper with algebraic expression math. We're going to head our paper with algebraic expression math. Then make a big old rectangle that pretty much takes up the rest of the paper. Big old rectangle, like whole size of the paper. So, here, I'll do it with you. Purple, because I like purple.
Yes!
Excuse me, Phoenix, could I please have Anna start posing to the office? Anna to the office. Thank you.
What's the difference between an expression equation.
Mr. Hudson, this is
Brenda.
if she's leaving, this is hers. Yeah. Peyton got it in here.
Oh, they didn't say Sarkozy. They said somebody else.
Yes, they did.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I swear they said the Anna that is 8th grade, but maybe my brain is just... Guys, honest truth, I don't really listen to the announcements. I hope that you do, because, you know.
Expression, you're not solving it. You're just looking at the
Hey,
expression.
Malachi's telling us what an expression is. Ooh, wait, say that again. There's no equal sign in an expression. So, guys, 5 is an expression. 3x is an expression. 5 plus 3x, still an expression. But as soon as you say 5 plus 3x equals 8, that's an equation. It's actually 2 expressions. So an equation is normally 2 expressions. We're going to make this, I'm going to make a shrunken down version so that it fits on my screen. Make a rectangle that pretty much takes up the rest of your paper. In the middle of it, put a dotted line across, or it could be a solid line. I don't really care. Now I know what's going wrong. Our lights are too harsh for me. This is already pretty bright on its own. I don't need it to be any brighter up here. We then are going to, on the top, put a plus. And on the bottom, put a minus.
This is what my homework question was about.
Maybe it was.
Review and preview, right? Sometimes you're looking at stuff you haven't seen yet. And this is saving me from running copies because graph paper is cheaper than printer paper. So yeah, this just saved me running copies because otherwise I would have handed you I forgot about, dang it, I had this already and I forgot about this. Anyone know what this is? What's this? Yep, so what happens in the upside down? Everything becomes different. Ooh, everything pretty much becomes the opposite of what it was. Guys, our expression map, it's the upside down. It's Stranger Things. I'm with you. I binged the whole thing. So, today's lesson is Stranger Things. If you haven't seen it, it's fine. It's a show where, like, he goes into this other... It's like his town exists, like, normal. But then he accidentally ends up in this place called the Upside Down where, like, everything's bad. Everything's negative. Everything's, like, evil. And, guys, that's what the expression mat is going to do. If I give you the algebra tile from yesterday of 1, and I drag it across the expression mat into the upside down, what do you... Ooh, yeah, it becomes negative. Which, here's the problem. Yesterday we talked about this. Positive algebra tiles are shaded. Negative algebra tiles are empty. So remember that when we're drawing this, shaded means positive, open means empty. Now wait a minute. But if I draw, hold on. I got some people working and thinking, and I need you with me because I think you think you know what we're doing and you don't quite yet. If I put a -1 in the upside down, what's the opposite of a -1? It's actually positive. So this looks like a negative right now. But because it's in the upside down, it would become positive. Whereas if I put it up here, everything up here is what it is. So if you would like to write little notes on your paper, like real value is what it is, whatever you want to write. So for the upside down part, what happens to the values there? They're the opposite of what they are. the opposite of what it is. So, like, one of his first times in the Upside Down, I might be getting this wrong, so Stranger Things people don't jump at me. Don't at me. He, like, sees his sister or somebody, and he's like, hey, and he gets over and he realizes, like, oh, this is not, like, it's like, the opposite of what I thought this was. It's all bad. And it's, like, always snowing, but it's, like, ash. It's, like, all creepy. Malachi?
So, anything in the negative is always negative?
Anything in the negative is the opposite of what it looks like.
So, if it's a negative, it's a positive?
Yeah, so this is why it's so complicated and why I kept saying you guys need to come back to me. So guys, we agreed yesterday, shaded is positive, so this would be like +5. Non-shaded or empty is negative. We've got x values, y values, x squared, y squared, and our xy. But now, this is -3 because it is the actual value of 3 negative tiles. This is also -3 because it's the upside down or the opposite of the value. Brenda.
Okay, question about homework that has something to do with this. On this homework, it says 6 tiles. Does it mean the tile should equal to 6, or that there should be 6 tiles in total?
You are using 6 tiles.
So it doesn't matter what the outcome is?
Well, let me check the question you're asking about. What number are you? Just tell me number.
Oh,
Is it 24?
41. 241.
You're sorry, I don't answer questions about the future. You're in the future. Sorry, be with us right here in the now. So if go ahead.
Well, I can look through this one.
No, you already just go ahead.
So I have a closure, that's your page for closure, that when you do
An
graph on.
extra one? Oh, well, we can talk about that when I call you up. So, here's your task at hand right now. Gus, stop helicoptering the ruler. So, you want to build -2x. But I challenge you, be creative. Right? Then, because that's just a simple expression, then build 3x minus -4x. And guys, you each have to build it, and you each have to agree with each other. My challenge for you would be, at your group, can you build it 2 or 3 different ways that still represent the same thing? Like right here. These are 2 different ways. They both represent -3. Do we have questions about what we're doing?
How do we show what we're doing it?
You're using the tiles. Like, you're just playing right now, essentially. I know I'm about to just let you, like, play with tiles. Like, we're doing, like, Legos. You don't have to write it down. Like, you don't have to draw a picture right now.
So is red negative or positive?
Red is negative. On the physical tiles, red is negative. On those physical tiles. That one I believe is 23. I'm double checking which of these are in the package. I think I put a couple. That's up to you. That's a really good question, though. Do you need both sides of the map? Max, come on up. And Jordan, you're on deck. So, according to this, and we can write it down if you want.
Oh my god!
Well, this is everybody's. So, you turn that in. So, I think you just missed turning in 114. So, and remember, this, like, it might be no names. This you have here in your stack of stuff. You just skipped the question on that one. Everything else is good. So, Max, you're honestly pretty good. You just owe me 114, which I'm wondering if it's a no name. You're right? Are you? Yeah, you're Max right. Yeah?
Jesus Christ, I forgot to put the last name on.
Yeah, well, you do that like all the time. But here, so for the mastery, this is the test, right? For the mastery, all you need to do is fix number 2 and 3 on a separate piece of paper and turn it back in. You forgot one of the things you need. You drew it, but you didn't tell me. No, I'm just joking. It does that. It goes backwards. So, you might need to review what these are in the book. Okay? Or when you line these up, you might have missed a number or something. There are 13. There are 13 numbers. Okay? So once those get fixed, staple that new paper on, turn that into the bin. Huh? Those are your homeworks. Those are yours coming back. Jordan! What's up? So for the mastery, you only need to go fix number 3. Quartile 1 and quartile 3 are goofed up, so I'm wondering if when you listed these out, if you maybe missed a number or something got a little weird. And then the way of homework, I'm going to grab a Post-it because it looks like you owe me a couple things.
So can I just pull up the backing?
Sure, yeah, I mean, I would maybe either tell me or make a little note on the front, like saying I did the back or something. Looks like 1 on 4. No. Yeah, 1 on 4. 1 on 5, 1, 2, 1. So I think you just didn't turn in homework last week. When I said, hey, people turn in homework. Were you sick? So you owe me these 4 right now. 1 on 4, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 5. I'm not sure. I forget which ones were exactly in the packet or not. This one maybe was. I know this one was. Okay. So yeah. So that's your other homework coming back. But just get me those whenever you get a chance. And let me know if you need help. Aiden and Lily is on the deck. Aiden Summers. Sorry. On deck or whatever. Yeah, on deck. Means you're next. Aiden Summers. Here or not? Yeah. I'm still getting to know you guys. Okay, I was confused here. We might need to meet. I didn't know if what you meant by shape was the number of tiles in the shape, or the shape number, or what. Because like here you said that shape is Z and that shape is Y. So like, if that's what you meant, then I wrote what I thought. But like, I think just come see me. I mean, you did it right with how it's growing. And then on the back, you can use a calculator on this. So I'm wondering if that might be what needs to happen. Yeah, so aside from that, just fix it. You can come work with me if you want, but if you can figure it out on your own, just on a separate piece of paper, turn it back and staple to this. Okay? Hold on. Practice work.
What I was trying to do here, I was explaining not like the number.
Right, but you use it down here, and we can't make a mathematical expression using the form of it. Like, that's why I'm confused. We gotta talk about how to make that a math statement. Brenda, pull up your mask. Yo, so yesterday's Math 7 class learned this the hard way. At least I think it was Math 7. I don't think it was you guys. They couldn't handle working together, and then I had to make them go silent. I don't want to do that with you guys, but you're getting too loud. So I know like you have a lot of creativity available right now. You can do things in different ways. But we should be at least done with these 2 questions. So the next challenge would then be build these expressions and make sure you all agree. Especially D is very difficult. Now what I'm going to tell you is for C and D, and B actually, if it's after a minus or after a negative, because you can call it a minus or a negative, I'm going to ask that you put it on the bottom of the mat. So this is actually like that you can put wherever you want, but then this will let me go on the bottom of the mat. And same here. This tells me put them on the bottom of the mat. So if I, that's a plus in between. The negative 3x could go on the top. That's why I'm not involving A. If I'm putting these on the bottom of the mat, the question is, am I using positive or negative tiles for these values? Like, and there's 2 different values there. Not looking for an answer right now. I'm just making you think about stuff. All right, I got to keep chatting with you guys. Lily. So, as far as the test goes, what we were looking for is like pictures, and you gave me like we were making a graph, so we need to draw the figures, right? So this is kind of like progressing in the sense of like you just mix up directions and things like that. So then, after we draw those pictures, this problem will probably become a lot easier. I didn't quite understand what went down here, so we might need to talk about that. Then back here, the only issue on measures of center was your median. Yeah. And then here, I'm not quite sure what you did, but this is not a proportion. So remember, a proportion is when we set a fraction equal to a fraction. Hey guys, turn your volume down. I do not want to make you go silent, but people are yelling. So we could do like cans over weight, and do cans over weight, and we could do weight over cans, weight over cans. So come work with me if you need help with this, okay? And this, I never want to go swimming with you. I'm real scared to go swimming with you.
Neither on purpose. Did you read the...
I saw neither on purpose, but still it seemed dangerous to hang out with you. Hold on. Then the only homework issue was on the closure. I think you skipped the question that said do it on a piece of graph paper. I don't know why I video check mine. So if you can find it. Oh, you skipped 65. Yep. So it's okay. It's okay for this time. You only skipped one problem. You only got check minus. I'll still put that in as a check because the other ones were a check. But yeah, just be careful skipping problems. Brenda, and then Anna, except she's gone. So then Aiden, but he's gone. So then Aharon. Brenda, then Aharon. What's up? I need to like meet with people. What do you need? It better be something real. You don't have to. No. Yeah, we were just doing it with tiles. Hey, really good work here. You gave me the verbal though. I turned it into the math. So when we ask for a mathematical expression, this is a verbal expression.
Oh, okay.
Mathematical expression uses symbols and stuff like that. Makes sense? Back here, everything was great. Your homeworks are awesome. You got to check the plus on it. Here we go. Double check that you're not missing anything.
What are you doing?
Nope, you're awesome. For some reason, I don't want to check in one before we master the test. So I don't care. Really, all I was looking for was mainly one of them. If you're going to give me a second one here, you also got to give me a second one down here. So that's up to you. Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Cool. Yep. Because it's mastered, it's like, here's the key. We'll file it away in a filing cabinet here like sometime soon. So, just to review, I could build C by putting a negative y on top. Actually, I should probably get to my E tool real quick to show you guys. And what on bottom? Who can raise their hand and tell me what would go on bottom? Lil? No. Yeah, for C. Oh, I think you're mixing things up because we're looking at C. There's no 5 in C.
Yes, I know. On the opposite, positive 5 and negative 2.
Oh. On purpose. Of course we made it more complicated because it's more fun that way. So what Lily said was, hold on, what'd you do, Lily? Negative y on top. So guys, if you go to the ebook, you can get to this E tool. If we click on the tiles, they flip. We will use this E tool potentially tomorrow, but probably more so next week. And then Lily said, and they don't have a 5 tile because it's annoying. You can link up your 1 tiles.
It was below. It was in the negative. Ooh, fancy. Yeah.
So you said put 5. Are these positive or negative?
Well, negative but positive.
So, let's make sure we understand the magic Lily just did. This, hey, all the tapping and things, you're seeming immature right now, which I know you guys are better than that. This value is actually -5 because it's the opposite of what it looks like. This value is actually +2 because it's the opposite of what it looks like. And when we combine these, what do we get? The -3 that we wanted. So that's why Lily put extra tiles on there. Oh, you're still on ink. Is to get -3. We could just put 3 tiles down there. But she added a couple what we call 0 pairs, because every positive negative zeroes out. And now we make that. So my final real challenge for you guys is if these are your mats, and this is why I told you to get a book out. If these are your mats, what are the combined, simplified value of each? Okay, you're working with your group. Combine, so we'll do one together. Yeah, these will need written down. So let's on our paper put down number 26. Max, what's your question?
If you could go back to saying.
Yeah. The E-tool thing?
Yeah.
This?
Does that mean that it could go infinitely?
Yeah, you could add 0 pairs infinitely.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Why there's no, you can make infinite other variables, but
There are an infinite amount of equivalent expressions.
well, then
Yes.
I have a question. Why do we have to find more?
We're not. We're moving on. That's why I had a time limit on that activity. So now for 26. So, what would be these? 2x, right? Because it is what it looks like. What would be these?
-3.
-3. So we could either say -3, or you could say 2x and -3. Either way is correct. We understand what we're doing? Awesome. Moving on. Aaron! I too am a big fan of pizza, Aaron. Alright, so as far as your test goes, double check this. I think you got it slightly wrong because that's the same as that, but that's figure 2, and you said figure 1. So yeah, we got a little mistake there. And then we didn't do this part, and I think that's it. Nope, there are a couple things back here, quartile 1 and quartile 3. I'm wondering if you missed a number. You should double check that there are 13 numbers in your list, because I'm wondering if those are wrong because you missed the number. So, fix it on a separate piece of paper. Do like the new work on a separate piece of paper. Staple it together, turn it back into the bin. Okay? No, whenever you can get it done. So as far as homework goes, you got that one. I need all 3 of the ones that got turned in last week. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, and the closure. Whenever you get it done, turn it in.
I have one. I have the first two. I can finish that last one.
You're good whenever you get it done. Hey, so I will tell you right now, my decision for what we do tomorrow is kind of up in the air. But I plan on, my hope is that tonight during the meetings, and guys, I'm just more honest than I should be with you guys probably. Tonight during the meetings, I'm likely going to be in my wood shop creating another Mega Jenga set because my old one got real beat up. So if we were to play Mega Jenga tomorrow as a review game, I know we're still at the beginning of the chapter, but whatever. Know that there will be questions exactly like these on there. So you guys should practice these and take this seriously right now. And make sure that with your group, you're not just like, oh yeah, that's right. Think about it. Check their work. If they're wrong, tell them they're wrong. And we need to get this squared away together. Yeah, you can't see the frame. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. If I click on it, the frame comes back. I don't know why it I think it's something to do when I use the smartboard. It puts it in the background. Walter and Colin, you're on deck. I'm going to pause this now.